Hello. Hello. Is everything sorted? Yes, it's me. I'm back. It's Lawson, by the way. Hello. Yeah. Back with the first crafting stream of 2022, and we're gonna build a tank. We're gonna build a tank. This tank. You can't see it very well because of the shine. There we go. It's a Primaris Impulsor. It was a very kind gift over the Christmas and New Year from a friend at Telford, and yeah, I've just been excited to get it built. So let's get it built. How's everybody doing? How are we all doing today? Does everybody have a good Christmas and a good New Year? I hope so. Because it's January now, so even if you didn't, yeah, get out of the way. It's a new year now, so we'll all have a good time. Alright, there we go. So yeah, slightly different setup because this is my building setup. So I have a nice little cutting mat. I've got my sanding sticks. I've got emery boards, glue, clippers, unbelievably sharp craft knife, mold line remover, everything we need. I mean, you don't need all of this, but it helps. So, hey Gimli. Been better but improving slowly. I'm glad to hear that you're improving, but I'm sorry to hear that you've been in a situation where you've needed to improve. I know you've been a bit in the dumps lately, which I'm very sorry to hear. So if everybody else can give Gimli a little bit of love and a hug. Big old monster hug. Right, do I need... No, I don't need that box or anything else. You can see. That's kind of what it's going to look like at the end, but grey plastic. You know, you get the idea. I assume people have seen unpainted models before. So, we've got the instruction guide. I will be needing that, because a little doohickey on the bottom for it to be floating. Over that. Okay, so one thing of sprues, another thing of sprues, transfer sheet, that's always nice. I've got so many transfer sheets. Does anybody play Ultramarines? Because if you do, I've got a lot of Ultramarines transfers. And the base, I'll put that over there. I'll stick you over. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Gimli is a legend. Like he's one of the day ones of Living Let's Dice. He's a very, very lovely man. What was that? Something made a noise. Ah, it's the transfer paper. Okay. Nice. I feel very thematic because I've even got my big Imperial mug. So yes, anybody who doesn't know, I do have a Space Marine army. And it's a little bit out of control to the point where, so I have a really bad habit when I do armies is I buy all the cool stuff for the armies, like elite choices or like flying units or like bikers or something like that, and then my actual army has no infantry whatsoever. So I made a concerted effort over the past 2 years to just sort of do more infantry stuff for armies. This has bitten me in the arse because now I've got all this infantry, and especially with the Space Marines, is that I can't get them up the field fast enough before they get shot off the board. So very kindly somebody got me a tank so I can put all the little dudes in the metal box, run them up the field, pull them out, and then they get shot later. A lot of traffic noise in the background. Oh god, yeah, right, yeah, that's it, because I've got the window open to let a bit of air in. Hang on, we'll see if we can sort that. It's amazing how... I tell you what, big props to Jenko for recommending this microphone. It really does pick up a lot. There we go. Let me know if that's any better, because I know some people like the traffic noises. I also live quite close to a hospital and an accident black spot, so we get a lot of noise. Right. Okay. Let's have a look here. So, Have a look at the pot. Right, just put one of you there. And as always, every time without fail, if you're looking for any advice or any, hey Jenko, it's good to see you, mate. How you been? I might crack it in a little bit. It's just I have a very small room, and so it has this thing where it gets cold, but it also gets stuffy. Like the air gets a bit. Ugh. The short answer to that is I need to stop farting so damn much, and eating like a lot of like heavily garlic and spiced food. That's not because of the farting; it just like hangs in the air a bit. But anyway, enough about my bodily functions and my dietary habits. Yeah, as always, if anyone has any questions or anything that they wanna ask about, Warhammer, mini painting, gaming in general, just like get it going. We're just here to have a chill and a chat. So we're gonna pop this. So it's this big one first. Right, so I woke up this morning to a message from Jenko on Discord where he had linked me a picture of an RPG source book which is called like Maybe Let the Mermaid Touch Your Dick. And apparently it's a sexy RPG book. My takeaway from it is that very unfortunately it exists in the space that I can't get mad at, because one of my big things that I always like to say is that, this is art and we do not apologize for art. So unfortunately we can't blame it for existing, because it's trying. 15 and 17. Right. So I don't know how anybody else's build process works, but what I do is I'll clip out the parts for each step, then clean them up and stick them together, and that way I keep it moving, because we keep it moving on this channel. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to have to pop the window again. Okay, everybody enjoy the ambient traffic noises. There we go. Okay, so put that... Oh, stay over there. Okay, so now... And now we'll do the cleanup. So first we'll... just take some... Okay, does anybody remember that bit of The Simpsons where Bart wants to get a knife? So he joins the Scouts. He gets the big book of don't do what Johnny Don't does. This is going to be a lot of what I'm doing. Like, be careful. Craft knives are stupid dangerous. Thankfully, I find that tanks don't tend to have as much cleanup that you need, because a lot of the mold lines and stuff. I sounded sexy when I described my assembly process. Well, that's because rules help guide the fun. So go around here, is there anything? So I'll just cut off a few pieces here. It's really just to get all these little burrs and whatnot. We like it smooth. These sanding sticks are great because they're on like a piece of like sponge or foam or something, and you go. What cap am I wearing today? I am wearing my Raiders cap as always. I'm actually not. That was a big snowman lie. I realised I haven't actually put my cap on today. But there we go. Just to show people. There we go. There's today's offering. Orc hand mold lines are death. Yes, I've got some old orcs that I built up just for shits and giggles a while ago. And yeah, they are a pain, man. Plasma coils. They're a clot on too. Yeah, so with these sanding sticks, because they've got a bit of sponge on them, they sort of mould to the surface so you can get a nice smooth bit done. Oh, we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay, so there we go. They both got little benches on, which has got, yeah, this is the 3-man bench, and the 2-man bench. And they go. Yes, that is true. That is true. I've gashed myself with dull knives, and that is awful because it's just a tear at that point. I have gashed myself with sharp knives, and it's, while still not great, you know, wouldn't recommend it entirely. It is a little bit better on the pain meter. Okay, now we get the glue. Okay, I think this one is. So I use GW plastic glue mainly because it's the easiest one for me to get my hands on. But the problem is the nozzle gets blocked up quite a bit, but if it does get blocked up again, I can show you all a trick on how to unblock a plastic glue nozzle. That is exactly what I've done in the past Gimli. It was actually with this craft knife, not that blade, because that blade's long gone now. But it was when I was shaving down mold lines, and that it happened, and I was like, "Why is this model wet? Like, what's going on here?" And it was I don't know if people remember, but a while, long time ago, I think last year, I had a big long cut down my thumb, and it was from doing that. Okay, so that's that part done. Okay, now what have we got here? So we need 18 and 2. So there's 18. So yeah, tanks don't I find that tanks don't need a whole lot of cleanup. Just in terms of like small pinicky like mold lines and stuff, where it does need a little bit of care is that the connection points, with the parts being bigger for a tank, the connection points tend to be bigger, so they need some more cleanup. go. Stop that. Stop that. Because you don't want big hunks of plastic sort of jutting out from places that are meant to be sticking flush together. Oh, you cut the top of your thumb off with a craft knife. Look, it was just above the bone, but you could see the bone. It was a strange evening. Wow. He cut from his thumb all the way down his wrist. Like there to there. Oh. Oh, it makes me feel... Oh. That is nasty, man. That is nasty. Right, so what we've got here is options. It depends on which side we want viewing the inside. So we'll have a little community. Do we like this side, or do we like this side? This side, or this side? Hello, anime freak. Oh, nice coffee. So, I don't know what I was talking about this. So with my coffee, I don't know how anybody else has their coffee, but I quite like the dessert coffee. So I get, you know, a nice fancy flavoured syrup for my coffees. And at the moment, I'm switching between gingerbread and caramelised biscuit. Yeah, I think it's got to be the round screen, doesn't it? Like this is like, you know, pretty cool. But this, I think this is where it's at. So it should just go like that, and then, yeah. Okay, so these go together. Yeah, radar type screen would be quite cool. Like this. There we are. And these go into here, apparently. Okay, so we'll get and there we are. Just this a little bit here. Make sure everything. Yes, it's the modem one that I'm using for my gingerbread syrup. Yeah, they're really nice. I like to pick one up occasionally and just live a little. Yeah, radar screen's a good idea here. Just making sure everything's sitting flush now. Because building tanks in the past, what I've found is if you sort of let things slide early, it exponentially makes other pieces worse when you try and fit them together. Okay, now it's for these little gravy bits. I know all the technical lingo, you see. So 4 and 25. They are a little bit pricey. Yeah, I'll give you that. That's why I tend to get the cheaper stuff. I think it's called, what's it called, like skinny shit or something like that? I don't know. Right. So let's get these together. I think I need to get some. I think it's getting to the time where I need to get some new clippers because they're starting to sort of tear plastic rather than actually clip them. But these have lasted me well. I got these in like just a little, sort of like just a little cheap hobby kit that I saw on Amazon. Sometimes you don't need to be buying the most, the priciest top tier stuff to get some stuff. What sort of tank we're putting together? We are putting together a Primaris Impulsor. There we go. One of these things. We're joining the ranks of my Silver Templars army. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So all double glue there. All around here. It's going to sound strange, but you kind of want to use, but at least I find, that you want to use the minimum amount of glue. Because if you use too much, it kind of globs all over the place, it slides around, and all you're doing is just, especially with plastic glue, you're just melting. You're just melting the plastic and you're not actually getting a bond. If you just use the right amount, get a good seal on things. And then we'll do the same on this side. Dab of glue where the cable is. A little bit of glue around here. And then get in there. Ah, Vindicators are cool. Vindicators are cool. Yeah, the Impulsor is basically the Rhino that is the Primaris Rhino. If you want a point of reference there. Okay. Page 1 done already. What do we got next? I assume it is more tank pieces. Oh. Thank you, David. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to Live and Last Dice. It's good to have you here. I am taking the Silver Templars this weekend. Yes, for anybody who doesn't know, there's a tournament this weekend at Element Games in Stockport called King in the North. It's in Stockport, which is a little bit outside of Manchester, so I don't consider that the North whatsoever. But hey ho. But anyway, yeah. So it's a casual tournament. It's very much for sort of people who just want to have a sort of a good crack of it. you know, thematic forces, that kind of thing. There's a lot of stipulation. Well, so there's a lot of stipulations. There's a lot of stuff that's been stripped back from it to stop it from being like needlessly competitive. So if anyone else is there, myself, well, the entire LAL team will be there this Saturday. So it'll be myself, Mikey, Beanie, and Jules. Okay. And yeah, I'll be taking my Silver Templars. It should be a fun time. It's the first major, well, it's the first proper competitive tournament I've been to in, I don't know, I want to say well over 10 years. Or thereabouts. Yes, Gimli, you should get your dreadnought finished. I mean, just at your own time. It's your army. It's the joy of the hobby. 9 times out of 10, the only deadlines that you have are the ones that you put on yourself. Unlike Mikey, who decided to start an entirely new army just for King of the North. Okay, so where do you all go? Oh, brilliant. Okay, so you fit nice and snug in there. Yes, Mikey is a mad lad. He cannot be stopped. And by his own admission, he works pretty well under pressure, so I think he's going to be furiously painting up his army today to get it sorted in time. Which way do you go? Is it just like this? It better be, because that's how I'm going to jam you in there. Yes, it is. There we go. It's always a good idea to dry fit the pieces first. Just so you know how it all goes together. There we go. Oh, now I need the other screw. Yes, if you want to check the power level of your army, what you can do is you can go on the if you go on the Warhammer community site and go on the list builder, like the FAQ and list builders tab, go on the combat roster. If you input everything you've got there, it'll tell you how many power level you've got. In terms of points, there are a couple of army builder apps out there. Battlescribe is the most popular one. Oof, I shared a little bit too much on that one. Alright. Hey Hassan, good to see you. How you doing? Good day, Marshall McFly. How you doing, champion? You alright? Okay. With Battlescribe, have you added the directories? Go. One side of a tank. Okay, so that's one. So that'll sort of just go somewhere around there. Yep. Okay, that's one side for now, because now it's for the other side of the tank. Oh, there we go. Pieces. One of the upsides of tank building is that they are symmetrical. Well, they tend to be symmetrical to a point, so once you build one side, you kind of have a good idea of what you're going to be building with the other side. Oh, steady. There we go. All those pieces sorted. That's great. That's great. So again, I'm probably shaving a little bit too much off there, but it's alright. These parts are all going to get hidden by little Grav things. We are building a Primaris Impulsor tank. It's a kind Christmas gift from my friend Delford. What's the one model that took the longest for you? Let's see, what took me the longest? I think Archeon the Ever-Chosen, I'm going to come back to it and things, but I got it in June 2019, and we went to Warhammer World in the July, and I was determined to have it finished by then, so I think it took me a month to paint, because I didn't paint anything else in that time. It was just Archeon, and I was just working on it as and when I could. So yeah, I think Archeon was probably what took me the longest. In terms of like actual finished projects, I think what's taken me the longest in non-finished projects is everything. Like, I've got some stuff from like Dark Vengeance 6th edition that's still like sat there, like not doing anything. Oh, come on. Why aren't you getting in there? Fit. Oh, yeah, it was fitting. I was just trying to force it somewhere where it shouldn't be. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, no, they can. Yeah, it can take a while. I will admit that I know I work faster than some people. It depends on how much effort. Well, I say effort. It depends on how much I want to put into something. So it's also like the size of the project and things. And it's when I think I probably spent more time building models when I was just starting out, as opposed to now. So when I first got back into the hobby, like properly, when I was older and sort of understood what I was doing, I was doing Dark Angels, and it took me a while to clip everything out, cut down the pieces, like get rid of mold lines, and like position everything, and then excuse me. And then sort of priming and base coating and things like that. It took me a lot longer because I didn't really know what I was doing. I would stop and start a lot and sort of consult other guides and what have you. So I think, yeah, it probably took more time then than it has now. But no, I think building's a pretty speedy process for me now, I'd say. Some paint jobs, like I said, it really depends. If I'm looking to do like a unit of infantry, sort of as a speed paint kind of thing, I can maybe get 10 done in an afternoon, and that's like, 4 hours work. But in those same 4 hours I could spend, and I'd get maybe a third of a character model finished. It really, it all just, it depends. Really just depends. But I'd never, I never tend to think about the actual sort of like time, how long it take to do something, because really it's all about enjoying it. Got to enjoy yourself, otherwise what's the point? It's a hobby at the end of the day. Oh, it's looking pretty grand. Okay, so that's another page done. So look here. What have we got now? So while that's sort of drying nicely, what do we have next? So it's the front. Okay. Oh, that's not the right piece. There we go. I think somebody mentioned giving up. No, we've not. Yeah, let's go back there a bit. No, we've not given up on Age of Sigmar content. We are working on some at the moment. It's just, it's one of those things where 40k has been pretty wildfire at the moment. There's a lot of stuff going on with 40k right now, and you know, at the end of the day, we're gamers. You know, we play the stuff that we like to play, and with so much cool stuff happening with 40k at the moment and Kill Team and what have you. It's kind of like that's really dominated what we've been playing ourselves. But there should be some Age of Sigmar stuff coming up soon, because I've been itching to get my vampire army on the field. See how that fares against Mikey's Oryx and Kragnos. Or his Ogres. Or any of his destruction armies, really. Or his Beasts of Chaos. Also potentially in the future looking at other stuff, because I've been looking at some other miniatures games. Let's see what else is. Just see what else is out there. You know, what grabs your fancy. I picked up Marvel Crisis Protocol over the Christmas, and I've been given a flick through for the rules of that, and I was like, this seems like a kind of skirmish game I can get in. I can get amongst. Plus, you know, it's Marvel superheroes, so who doesn't love that? Yeah, a little bit of Marvel. It's actually a pretty good thing that I did crack the window open, because I'd forgotten about plastic fumes. Oh yeah, the Fallout tabletop. Yeah, how's that going? Like, it looks cool. And I really enjoy Fallout on the whole, like as a setting. I'm a fan. So that's always... And the miniatures look absolutely, like, spot on. The only problem is, it's a big buy-in for me. But I will admit, I don't know much about the rule set, so if it's like super easy, it's like, you know, almost like coffee table sort of kind of game, I might be interested. Ah no, when the models are moving on their own, like that's fine. That's like stage one. It's when they start actively taunting you. That's when you need to worry. Okay, where's the next piece here? We've got this. And we need 44 and 45. I think they're over here. There's also a lot of factions in the game now. There's a solo mode, settlement mode, or you can just do quick skirmishes. Oh, that sounds brilliant. You see, Fallout, a miniatures game of Fallout, I'd be like, see, after that I would have to be like, now I need to do an entire like wasteland themed board, and it would be just specific for Fallout, and like I don't have the space to do something like that. I'm currently working on a battle board at the moment, which is coming together pretty nicely. I've just put it on the back burner for a bit because I got burnt out. I was doing too much too quick. So, Crisis Protocol. Oh well, if it's similar to Crisis Protocol, that's interesting. Right. As a reading for the rules of Crisis Protocol, just seems very sort of a simple, like, back and forth, beat the crap out of each other, play the objective sort of game, which I like. Building a vault entrance. Oh. That sounds so cool. Yeah, vault entrance would be wicked. Yeah, like the battle board is sort of almost like a part one or a proof of concept kind of thing for myself. Because I've had these two sort of MDF boards for a couple of years now, and they've not really been doing much, so I was like, right, okay, let's do something with them. So one of the boards is, and I'm trying to do them in such a way that they'll fit for both Age of Sigmar and 40k. So they've got a very sort of a blasted land kind of vibe to them. It's going all right. And then, so I get these ideas in my head sometimes of just like either quality of life updates for stuff, or just like thematic things just I think would look cool on the tabletop. And really what I need to do is just paint the goddamn scenery that I have, and realizing that when something says that it has a 12-inch, so the Soulblight Gravelords have an ability called like a grave site. You pick two places on the map and it projects like a 12-inch aura around them. 12 inches. I was like, oh, okay, so yeah, that's not too bad. I could make two grave sites and actually like physically put a grave site down on the board when I'm playing. When I realised that 12, that's 2 feet, a 2 foot in diameter grave site, and I was like, I can't do this. That's stupid. I'm so sick of maths getting in the way of my fun. Famous last words. Yeah, pretty much. Like, those probably are going to be my dying words on this planet. Because maths does get in the way. I'm sorry, but it does. Ooh, careful. Alright, there we go. There's a... Hey, Default. How you doing? Nope, get back in there. Oh no, you bloody well do not. This is what I mean. It's quite alright, Lars. It's good to see you, mate. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas and all that. Yeah, no, this is kind of a bit impromptu. I really should. I need to give more warning on these things. That's my bad. Don't worry about it, Valak man. Right, what are we up to next? Ooh, exhausts. Fun party. Yeah, this is the party. This is the exhaust party now. Yeah, 21, 22, brilliant. Where's it? There we go. The problem with the very small fiddly bits is that there's always a little bit of bleed over of glue, and you always have to be careful not to leave dirty great big fingerprints on like tiny pieces. Or there's so much overspill that I end up just vaporizing the piece in sludge. Because that's not a party either. I'm having an exhaust party right now. Not a sludge party. The sludge party is later. I'm a bit nervous at the minute, going back to work tomorrow. Anyways. 3 months off with long COVID. Oh man, mate. Jesus Christ. I hope you're feeling better. Oof. I can totally understand the nervous feeling to getting back to work after so much time off, But I know it's always a bit like of a cliched thing, but it does tend to be a case of like, once you're there, it's better. You're like, oh alright, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I can do this, yeah. But I got a feeling you got this, champion. Still interesting. My company is fed up with paying me to be at home. Bastards. That's all I got to say on that. Bastards. Right. Time for exalt 53 to 56. Okay, that's nice and easy. Doubled up. So Gimli is saying that you got 735 points, 45 point level. That's a pretty sizable force though. You've nearly got a couple more bits and pieces maybe, and you'll have a. To the hill. Are these true flat? So here comes the thing. I think these are just these are just flat pieces. That's all right. Telford got me it. And hello, Mikey. No, it's a Primaris Impulsor. No, I can't afford no more Genestealer cults at the moment. But soon, and there'll be trucks and Gribblies. And yes, that's old Fang and Bang, the most delightful human being. I don't know why I said that so sarcastically. I absolutely love that man to pieces. He's my best mate. He also streams on Twitch. You should go follow him. Oh yeah. I was just discussing earlier that you know, everybody hobbies at their own pace, and you shouldn't you shouldn't be beholden to any any schedules unless it's like an external schedule when it comes to hobbying. Like our good friend Michael, who decided to start an Imperial Knights army a month before the tournament. Oh. There you go. You gotta make the whoosh noises occasionally. Where are the... Ah, there they are. Okay, so... Yeah, still not finished 2 days before said tournament. If anybody would like to give Mikey some words of encouragement to get his knight army finished, I'm sure he will appreciate it. And worst case scenario, I can tap in and give you a hand. Or we'll tell Andy to drive carefully, and you can paint the back of the car. Yeah, so Hector doesn't cry. This is how it's supposed to go, right? Yes. Because, I mean, that's how it's going to go. You've put... Oh, yeah. It may come to that. This is going to be the one with the missiles. No, this is just the troop transport. There's nothing overly fancy about this one. The free kills. The idea of the box is to stop the free kills. That's what the metal box is for. Oh god, here we go. Yeah. Alright, it's this bit now. Oh, kill me. I hate this bit. So it's got these like Grav-feet, and the repulsor was awful because the base parts were individual. Now they've got it slightly better. the base parts are like one piece, but the up part of the feet, like the side parts, they're still individual and they're a pain, and I hate them. This is honestly where most of the build time is going to come in. You'll see what I mean shortly, and then you will empathise with my plight. So you see, there's the... So what happens is... Spin it around so I know where I'm going and what I'm doing. So this part goes under here like this, but then there's other pieces that go along, and those pieces are all individual and they're very spindly, and I lost and hate. So I need 3 29s. Where are all the 29s? 29. Right. So there's one part. Tantrums came in separate parts here from scratch. Oh, that sounds painful. Like, model kits like these, fair enough, you know, it's something that's been created out of absolutely nothing, you know, it's an invented thing. But when you have, like, real world, like, you know, ships or aircraft or anything like that, and you're like, why did you make this almost exactly how it was built in real life? Okay, what do I need now? 27. Like I said, thankfully, because a lot of this is on the underside, I can kind of hide. You know, I don't have to go sort of too in depth with making it. By the way, Venerable Dreadnought, 2 Infiltrators, Suppressor, Devastator, Limit Squad, Missile Strike, Intercessors. Intercessors, get intercessors, mate. Hey. But yes, get intercessors. That's you'll need troop choices. tiny, tiny pieces for tiny hover tank treads. At this point, I'm just popping them out the sprue with my bare hand. I'm just cutting off the main part and then twisting off the other part. When it comes to intercessors, you'll probably be spoilt for choice on like eBay or Goblin Trader. Mainly because they are the backbone of pretty much any Primaris force. So actually, if you just want Space Marines, you don't have to go purely Primaris, you could just get some Tactical Marines. Local group retreat, place ready. I was trying to encourage Warhammer 40k night. Any tips on how to do it? Crusade could be good. Crusade is sort of like the narrative arm of 40k at the moment. It's a good way for people to start, or a slow grow league. So you start with a start collecting box, or like a predetermined amount you start off with, and then every month you play games and you add to the force little by little, until at the end of it you should sort of have a fully realised army. But also like beginners casual nights, you really need to make sure the problem that sometimes you can have is that there are, like anything, there are jerks out there, and jerks should still be able to play, you know, just because someone's like a bit of a jerk, but you've got to watch out that they don't kill it for newcomers. Somebody who's coming with a 2,000 point list that's been designed to curb stomp anything that doesn't already know what's coming up against it is going to kick the motivation out of people. So I think to begin with, just to sort of like foster a community, I think the emphasis over having a good time and getting to know each other, and if these things sort of continue and persist and do well, they tend to self-regulate pretty well. Was it the tournament that we're going to this weekend to fall? Because that is a one-day tournament this Saturday. Starts at 10, ends at 6. There we are. So there's those one side of the tank tracks, but then there's some at the front and some at the side. Yeah, it's a three game one-day tournament. Sometimes some of the tournaments can last 2-3 days. Yeah, it's strict sort of because it's very focused on sort of casual small points lists. It's like 2 hours per game. It's 3 games across the day. Yes, apparently in June there is a grand tournament in Newcastle, which is interesting. So we're using King of the North as a bit of a litmus test to see how we feel about organised tournament play. Okay. Okay. I hope so too, Default. I hope we have a lovely time. There's a trophy for coming in last. It's mine. I'm going to get that. No, it looks like it's going to be a fun weekend. Right, regular intercessors are armed with bolt rifles in 3 different varieties. Assault intercessors will have close combat weapons. It's basically whether you want a gun line of intercessors or something that's going to run up and beat the living crap out of something. It's entirely up to yourself. It just depends on how you want to play your army. So thank you very much, Mikey, for helping me see, believe, achieve. Because the way I see it, if I come in last and get a trophy, statistically it means I'm more likely to get a trophy than anybody else that we know that's going. There you go, Gimli, you got your answer. Go for some assault intercessors. There we go. Krigo say, come here, son, smash your face with me shoulder. Aye. Good old Krieger boys. Do you know what? I think first time I made one of these, sort of the tank treads things, it took me ages because I didn't know what the hell was going on. This time, I think the process has got a little bit quicker, so I know what I'm doing. Having said that though, I have just remembered that there is an entire tread to go at the front as well, so I'm not actually finished, so I'm celebrating too early. Bastards. It's okay. It's okay. It'll be fine. It's fine. We're almost there. We can get back to building the fun stuff. Oh, the Krieger, like thematically, they're fantastic. I do really enjoy the Krieg's whole thing. The idea of generationally that they are sort of constantly atoning for the sins of the past. That even at this point, there's just like there's no need to it because there's so many of. It's been so long now. But it's just become like fanaticism for them. Where were you? I just had you a second ago. There we go. 49 goes on the back end here. Yes. No, not at all, not at all. Everyone's got their own sort of favourite part of the hobby. I know a friend of mine, he loved building, he hated painting. Another friend of mine, he hated building, he loved painting. Me, my mood just swings. Is this doing that thing again where it's like... Yeah, it is. Fucking hell. Come on now. Hey. Is there actually any way for it to sit flush with the... I'm sure I've done this one before with the tanks and they just don't want to sit flush with the... to hell with it. Right, I've covered that up, so that needs re-gluing. Yeah, I think it's just... I hate this. Yeah, this happens every time. Something weird about these back parts that just don't seem to want to gel together how you'd expect. But whatever. We make it work as best we can. Yeah. Yes, yeah, painting is getting it all painted up, and when you see it, yeah, when you see, like you said, like the real thing. It's when you do it over time. So you build your first like a captain or a character or something like that. You paint them up, and you go, okay, that's great, and then you build the first unit, and you paint up the first unit. You go, great, that's something good. And then over time, when you put it all together, because sometimes you might doubt yourself a little bit with your painting. You look at it and you go, do I really like this? You know, am I about this? Or like, have I done a good job? Then you put it all together on the tabletop, and you see it all the units, everything together, and you go, yes, beautiful. This is a cohesive force. And it's not just you that does that. People look at it and go, yes, that is a good army. I like that army. You should be proud of yourself. No matter how many... You should be proud of yourself no matter how much you get done. There we go, yeah, that's all. Right there, let's have a look here. So is there anything else I need to... front bits now, okay. Okay, what else we got here? Hey, Dr. Bacon. A bit of pig's ear there. There we go. There we go. Let's clean this bad boy up. Get it sorted. Yes, practice will make perfect eventually. Which way is this going? Do you go up or down? I refuse to look at the instructions. I'm too far gone. You definitely don't go, well, you don't go that way because you don't fit that way, so it must be the other way. practice will make perfect eventually. Even if it doesn't matter. As long as you just like, keep repeating myself here, but like, just make sure you're having fun with it. You know, slapping some paint on a miniature, you look at it and you go, is it the best in the world? No. Does it have to be? Absolutely fucking not. Death Skulls, yeah. They're just so I've got it straight. They've got like the blue and checkerboard armor, haven't they? Tank building is serious business. Yeah, and these are just like the regular tanks, actually. Like, genuinely. Don't worry, because like Mikey mentioned earlier, I was thinking Gene Stealer Cult is my sort of 2022 army. I mean, really, it's just been my other 40k army, but with the new book, I'm sort of like big excite for them again. Oh god, now I've got to work out. Stuff. Right. Yeah, it's gonna work. Okay, well. Yeah, so with the Gene Stealer cults, I've got pretty much all the troops and infantry and stuff. I just want some special characters. But once again, I need the transports. So I need the trucks. So I've got a view of getting about maybe 2 or 3 trucks for the force, and that's going to be... Oh, that's going to be hell on earth. I just know it. Building 3 large trucks over and over again is going to be a pain. But hey ho. Okay, tell you what, we'll get that crossbar in now. Where's the crossbar? There it is. So yeah, we'll get this crossbar sorted. Tau are very cool. And they're getting that big, they're getting a new codex very soon, so... There we go, that's that crossbar. Yeah, I'd worry about that one. Most orc players are pretty canny, but there's some that are pretty obnoxious. But I guess that's it. That's anything. Right, what am I doing here? So, I'm making the little side turrets. So I need these pieces. Yeah, 60. Bam, bam, bam. $35. These bits. Yeah, Mikey played Necrons at the start of 9th edition, and he had a whale of a time with them. Absolutely loves them. They are fun. They're fun to play against, and they're fun to play with. I think what 9th edition, like, for all the problems that 9th edition apparently are having, I think the fact that they have managed to make every army feel like it's got its own flavour to it, rather than just sort of being like, rather than handing somebody, you know, the same sort of bat and revolver and go, oh well, they can shoot and they can fight, but in different ways. It's like, no, the idea is that there's a lot of pre-planning with the Necrons thematically, because they're old and ponderous. The Space Marines are a bit jack of all trades because they're, you know, the military doctrines. G-Steel cults are all subterfuge, ambush, and positioning. The Dark Eldar are just frenzy killers. It's great. And you don't glue those bits in, but you do glue the next part in. Okay. So as 9th edition goes along and more places are getting their codexes, I think it's the only thing that remains to be seen is this newly announced sort of seasons thing. But then again, if you ain't into your big competitive and you just want to, you know, play on your dining room table with your mates, who cares about the seasons? If you've got the rules that you've got, just play with them. Sanding down these little sides here, just so they're nice and smooth. We like it smooth. Smooth like my brain. There you see a wrinkle on it. Yes, so they released like a little battle pack telling you exactly sort of like what to expect and everything. So they said that, oh, you know, be using the most up-to-date version of the rules in this situation, but like the most up-to-date version, like the core rules, and if you've got any, and use any rules for your army and anything like that, up to a cut off of January. So everything up to 2021. So a friend of ours is playing Custodes. The Custodes Codex comes out on Saturday, so he has to use the 8th edition, the old Codex, just because of the cut-off. But I'm talking about like big competitive tournaments tend to use like grand tournament packs and things like that. And I always think that's a bit of a, I don't know, it's a bit too much for me sometimes. I'm going to give them the grenade launchers, because why not? Grenades are cool. Oh, I forgot to get the studs off the down. There we go. So that's for one side. Yeah, I will give you that. I talked about it. I've never encountered a Salty Orc player. Okay, let's see. So you don't. Yeah, you don't glue these bits in, you just sort of clip them in and then slide them up. Great. Great, great, great. So in you go, up you get. Same with this one. In you go, up you get. Ah, brilliant. So that's a way to pop them out again when I need to, when it comes time to painting. And of course, lovely. Right, what's the next bit? Hatch and antenna. Little back piece there. Let's get that glued on. Where do you go? Do you attach to something specific, or do you just sort of go on wherever you can? Orcs got some fun bits of lore. I think they get a little bit over. They get a bit over memed, I think. Which is a shame because they are a great they are a great faction. But it sometimes removes that terrifying aspect of them that they're meant to be. This wave of unassailable destruction. The stuff that people laugh at them about is the stuff that makes them so incredibly dangerous. So people joke that they strap rockets to meteorites and all broken debris of ships and things. It's like that's actually terrifying that they. It cause some kind of massive. They could cause a pretty an ecological disaster just by landing on a planet that they fancy scrapping on. Ah, shite. I just dropped one of the smallest pieces in this kit on my floor. It's in the crook of my trousers. Yes! Success! Life is great. Okay, 33, 12, 13. There we go. 12, 13. They're over here. Well, there's nothing stopping you, Gimli, really. Like, if you want to play orcs, you just be like, hey, you know, this army has run its course, I'm going to play orcs. That's the thing, though. They're not that stupid. You know, I think it really comes down to the whole like orcs are stupid thing. It's like it's what's that famous phrase where it's like judging a fish by its ability to climb a tree. Because of how orc society works, they don't need to know. They don't need to know a lot of stuff. They just work how they work. Right, it says to put a little stub gun on here, but I don't want to, so I'm not going to. Because I've done it with my other tanks, and I think they're ugly, and they break up the flow of the body of the tank, and I'm not a fan of that. I want something nice and compact. Right, so that's all just stub gun shade on there, so I'm just put that to one side. And this other one saying be open top. I don't want to be open top. Well, it's given the option to be open top. I don't want it to be open top. We're not doing that. We're having a very minimalist tank. Yes, originally, yeah. So they're made by the old ones. So we were a warrior race back when they were still called the Crocs. But back then they were fairly intelligent, or at least sort of mobilized. But they have kind of, since the days of the Crocs, they've kind of devolved somewhat. And the whole infighting thing has been... They're predisposed to that so they don't overrun everything. It's like it's a built-in safety by the old ones. It's always a bit shame that we've moved away. Beast was removed the last Croc. Yes. Wait, which one? Because wasn't there 6 beasts in the end? go. Right, what we got next? What's going on now? I'm going to have to do some checking here, because now there's a whole lot of stuff going on. Now I've got to work out what I want to take. Come on, come on. Collect Space Marines, data sheets. Do you know what, for all its faults, it is sometimes very handy to have the 40k app on your phone just so you can check things quickly. Impulsor, right. Is it? Some grenade launchers. Shield down, ultra comms ray, missile ray, handheld sky timer. Okay, this is interesting. I don't think they want the missile array. Actually, I think I kind of want the shield dome. Oh, the orbital comms array just sounds like fun. Yeah, I think I'll take the comms array just for fun, just for a bit of fun. Call in an orbital bombardment whenever you're damn well feel like. What's not to love about that? And I can always sort of magnetise the pieces later, because I think I've got some leftover parts from the Gladiator, so I can swap them in and out. But first things first. Let's get this sorted. It's telling me at this point to attach it to the base, but I'll be spraying it separately, so I don't want to get all wrecked. I was aiming to finish at 12, but we're on the... See, I always saw the NIDS as sort of like just an unavoidable, like, it's going to happen. Like, the NIDS were always coming, the old ones knew that the NIDS were coming. So that's why they created stuff like the Eldar and the Crocs and things like that, to try and create something that could act as a bulwark against it. The Tyranids came from outside of the galaxy. So who knows what was going on there. Right, so what have we got here? So I'll build up the orbital array at least, and then well dry fit together and see what's what. So we need the little doodad here. So you can just sort of slot in like that. And then we need, where is it? Where's the little twisty bit? Ah, well, when it comes to the origin of the Emperor, I have a pretty good stab at getting to the bottom of it. If you want to check out the video Law Hammered. Is it on this screw? No, it's not. Where is it? I can't find the little radar bit. Ah, no, it's right there. So there you go. Yes, referring to. I'm just glad to be here. Well, we're glad to have you, Martian. You'll pick it up eventually. Well, you don't have to pick it up. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know. Maybe it's something I'll do in future streams. We'll so whatever if I'm painting up something Warhammer related, we'll get into the nitty gritty of what the lore is. Okay. Tell you what, Martian, if you want to get involved, we do have a Discord, and I'm sure people will be more than happy to chat lore with you, or painting, or board games, video games, anything. We've just got a nice little Discord there going on there. Okay, so you just sort of go in there, and I'll just put you in there like that, just to dry fit you now, because I'm not too sure whether I want to keep this or what. Come on, get in there. Stay. There we go. Well, there we go. There's the tank. Yeah, I much prefer having it a bit more streamlined. I probably should not have stuck this bit down, because then it's going to be a bit of a pain. You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'll get it sorted. It'll be alright, as we say. Just show you. Just get this little bit sorted as well while I'm at it. because what happens here is, so these pieces sort of come together, clip them in like that, and you twist them, or you just throw them about. First you got to throw them about. You got to give them the old test throw first. But no, you put them together. They've got a bit of a sort of half and half thing, and as you move them, so you can change, sort of you pivot how the tank is, because this goes underneath here. It's hard to explain, but yeah, this sort of goes on underneath here, and then you glue that part onto here like that. So you've got that all together like that. And you can have it sort of standing up fairly straight, you know. But with this, if you turn the pieces, so you see it's gone from, there's a bit of a wedge to it now. So when it's gone like that, and then you put it down, oh look at that! It's got like a cool action slide. Cool action slide. I like it. But yeah, no, that's it. So I'll sort. Everything else is just sort of extraneous parts that I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with. Probably I might try and magnetize it all together or something along those lines. I'll have a see. But if people want, I can continue with this again next week, where I'll probably have it primed and ready to start painting. And yeah, we'll go with that. I might put a poll up in the Discord, something like that, or just have a chat. Just throw some ideas at us. See if there's anything that you want me to paint up. But I'll call it there for now, because it's been 2 hours. That's not bad actually, getting a tank built in 2 hours. But I am very hungry. I am running on almost exclusively caffeine, and I unfortunately have work later. So it has been lovely to have you all here, just tuning in, chilling out, chatting bear waffle about anything and nothing. I shall see you guys next time. Take care of yourselves and each other. Check out the Discord. Is there anything else I'm supposed to be saying in these ones? You can check me out on Twitter at KAIJU. Same on Instagram if you want to see painted stuff. Check out there. We've got a link in the description for Monument Hobbies. If you use our discount code, it's we get a little bit of. If you use the link, we get a little bit of a kickback, no cost to yourself, but it does help the channel. And I want to say thank you to everybody who is subscribing, everyone who's a member, everyone who donates, everything like that. It has been like, it is a huge help, and it warms the old kaiju cockles, which is not a sentence I thought I'd be saying today, but here we are. But yeah, take care of yourselves. I'll see you shortly. Just hit us up on the Discord if you need anything from us, and take care of yourselves. Bye.